Guys, thank you for watching. My name is Yuri, and if you're watching this video, that tells me two things. Number one, you are a coach and you know how to help people. You know how to impact the lives of your clients. You're good at what you do. You've helped people before. You've sold your offer before. You know how to create content, and you know how to make an impact in the lives of your clients. And the second thing is that you're looking for ways to scale your business. You refuse to live an average life, and you know that there's more potential to your coaching business, and you want to increase the impact that you are making in the lives. You simply just want to help more people, and you want to increase the revenue so you can live a life of more freedom, more financial freedom, location freedom, or whatever it is that is important to you. And you know that if you have the right systems in place, you can make a bigger impact, and you're looking to scale and you're actually serious. So if this is you, then buckle up, because we're going to be uncovering a whole bunch of insightful information, and I'm going to be revealing and pulling up the curtain exactly of how to scale past 20K per month consistently with a simple 3-step system that I will be revealing middle and end of this video. Now listen guys, and let me get serious here. If this is not you, if you're a beginner, if you're selling low ticket, if you're still Googling how to be a coach, if you've not sold before, this video is not for you, because I'm going to be sharing exactly the systems to scale your business. So if you are in the beginning phases of setting up your business, and if you're still looking for ways to become a coach, get clients, then there's other information on my YouTube channel. There's other information how to create a good offer. I highly recommend you go through those. I can't help you. Well, I can, but it's currently not the focus. So I will give you a couple seconds, if this is not you, to just click away and look at my other content. Good. If you are still here, let's dive in. I'm excited because we're going to be uncovering a whole bunch of valuable information here. And just to start off, what it says here, everything I wish I knew before wasting 2 years of my time to actually scale with this system, it's true. I've been in digital marketing and sales for the past 13 years. Used to work for the S&P 500, scaled companies like Philips, Canon, Sony, Ricoh, trained hundreds of marketeers, and then I shifted over to helping coaches. And for about 2 years, I was stuck in the organic grind. I was helping my clients with organic marketing on LinkedIn and different other platforms, and was getting good results for me, for my clients. But I felt that scaling past that 20K per month mark just for some reason wasn't possible. And with the changes in the algorithm, a lot of the results started to plummet. So I wish I knew this system and this framework actually 2 years ago, because it would have saved me a whole bunch of time, and that of my clients would actually have made me a bunch more money. So before we dive in of why you currently might feel stuck, and why you might hit a plateau with your business, why you might have been in the same spot for the past months, and some of my clients even before they come to me for years, I just want to show you that what we're talking about, it's not bullshit. So the people that I help, and I've helped all sorts of coaches, spiritual coaches, fitness coaches, mobility coaches, performance coaches, love coaches, any type of coach, this system works for, as long as you have the right mindset and you're serious about scaling. Just a couple of examples of some recent messages. Tim here started to run his ads, and he's currently getting in his leads for 35 cents. Qualified leads, guys, 35 cents per lead, and he's getting about 100 of those per day, and his appointment setter is literally just going crazy by the amount of leads, and his agenda is being filled consistently, and he actually hit his record month in the first month of implementing this system. Jasmine increased her revenue with 75%, bringing her to the next level in her spiritual coaching business. Shulin had to actually, in her first month, create a waiting list for her new clients, because this was working so well, and in 30 days she went from 4 to 8K, and we're going to be pushing her this month to her 12K month. Declan just started to run his ads. Currently he's getting in qualified leads for just $1 per lead. Now guys, can you imagine that? Just every day you wake up, you check your phone, there's 100 qualified leads for you just paying 35 cents to €1, depending on what industry you're in. Can you imagine, how would that be for you if that problem, that traffic problem was solved and you just have more people to speak to, more potential prospects, more people that actually need your help, like what would that do for your business? How much energy, time would that save, and how much more fun would that bring back to your business? And we're going to be exactly uncovering like how to implement this in your business. So just to say, like, you're not stuck, you're just here, because often people feel that they're maybe on the wrong track or they're not doing the right things. It's just the next step in your business. What got you here will also keep you here, and this is what a lot of people do not understand. And before I dive in, guys, like some people that I speak to, they directly book in a call with me to see how I can support and how I can help to implement this exact system in their business. So if this is you, if you already feel called to it, go down below. There's a link to my calendar where you can book in a call, where we can have a look together to see if this would actually fit your business and to see if this would actually help to scale your business if you are the right fit. And guys, if not, no worries, then I will talk you through everything and give you all the golden nuggets in the video to come. But just remember, there's a link down below if you feel called to it. So just want to ask you this question, like, can you relate to any of this? Because this is what I see with a lot of my new clients, right? You close between 1 to maybe like 5 new clients a month. You're stuck between 5 to 20K per month, and your sales is inconsistent, right? You're on like what I call like the revenue roller coaster. Maybe you launch every 3 months, you launch a new program. So you have like a peak in your revenue, but then you have a lot of new clients to work with. So it kind of drops, it kind of plummets, and you post consistently. You're good at creating content, but you're fighting the algorithm, you're praying to the algorithm gods on a daily basis, and like your post impressions are between like 500 to like 2,000, and you're very slowly growing, right? Can you relate? Is this something that sounds like you? If so, then hold on, because what we're going to be covering is exactly going to help you to get unstuck. You might think like, fuck, everyone makes it look so easy. There's so many other coaches doing 20, 30, 50, 100K per month. And you're asking yourself, like, what am I missing? You probably think that the algorithm hates you. And I'm gonna reveal a secret. Yes, the algorithm does hate you. Why? Because you're not paying. Because the platforms have all massively shifted from organic in the last few years. We saw the trend around mid-2023, they've all shifted to a paid model. So if you're thinking, does the algorithm hate you? Yes, it actually does. Because the people who are currently winning are the people who are paying to play. Right? You're dreading yourself every day like, shit, should I send out more cold DMs? Do I really need to dive into my DMs to book in more calls? And maybe you've tried ads before, but you're thinking like ads are expensive, right? So if any of this relates, guys, hold on, because I'm going to dive into the model why so many coaches, 98% of the coaches are actually stuck, and how you can get unstuck. And you're probably wondering like, how do I get to here, right? How do I get to a place in my coaching business? Probably the same reason. Correct me if I'm wrong, but probably the same reason why you started your business, to just create more freedom, right? So you're creating a business where you're able to take time off, where you can book this beautiful, expensive Airbnb and take your family or your loved ones on a trip, where you can book weekends away, where you can just chill out in the morning, do breath work, meditate, read, take your time, where you have consistent cash flow coming in, not the roller coaster month, but a consistent growing cash flow, where you're making a bigger impact with your coaching business. Because if you're like me, then you started your business because you wanted to help people, you wanted to make a bigger impact. So the more people you help, the more lives are transformed. This is actually the reason why I do what I do, because I want to enable people like you to make a bigger impact. You're waking up to a calendar which is filled with your dream clients actually want to work with you. So no more chasing, right? No more chasing. You're not the person chasing, but you're actually the person being chased. Like Shu, who now has a waiting list, right? Or Tim, who has so many people that he can help with his program who need his help. And we're actually enthusiastic during the call to work with him. Right? You're no longer doing the activities that are draining your energy. Most likely, like, you don't like doing DMs, you don't like hopping on sales calls. And maybe this is you, where you think like, shit, should I hop on another sales call, another unqualified lead? And the things that you're thinking is like, what's the big vision? Do you actually know what the big vision of your business is? Like, do you have time for that, to think about it? Often the people that I work with, they're just so stuck in the daily operation, they don't even have time to think about what the big vision is, right? You're thinking about where will my next trip go? Literally, my client, Tim, he just came back from a 2-week vacation with his girlfriend, his brother, and the fiance of his brother in Thailand. And he came back to an agenda filled with sales calls because the systems are working. So these are the things that you can start to think about. But the question before we dive in on how to implement this is like, why are so many people here? Why is 98% of the people stuck here? Well, I'll show you. It's not because it's not your fault. It's not because you're not doing the effort. Like, I know you're doing the effort, but you've been told half of the story. And let me show you what that means. So the real reason why almost 98% of the coaches never break through this mark is because there's somewhere, let me get my drawing out, somewhere here. There's somewhere in the hustle phase, in between the plateau phase. Here. And you're more likely to be somewhere here, because again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the hustle phase, this is not for you. But most likely you started off here, right? So you had no offer in the beginning, you had no leads, you had no testimonial, no experience, which is good, a very humbling phase to be in. And if you're watching this video, congrats, you got out of the hustler phase. And here you had to deal with mindset issues. You had to deal with probably being scared of investing and seeing investing as a cost rather than actually a way to collapse time to get to the results quicker. Right? You had no confidence, no leads, so you're stuck here. And again, if you are still listening, if this is you, have a look at my other content, which will help you to get unstuck and move to here, because from here I can actually start to help you. But what does it look like to being in the plateau phase? And again, let me know if anything of this sounds familiar, because if it does, stay around for at least another, let's say 8 to 10 minutes, where I'll show you the system on how to change that and how to actually go to the CEO phase, because this is what I help people do, right? I help them to scale past 20, 30, 50K per month by implementing that system and the solution I will just show you in a minute. But here you're experiencing inconsistent revenue. Some months you do 5K, other months you do 0, other months you do 2, depending on how much effort you put in. If you put in the groundwork, you make more sales. If not, if you're too busy, you kind of forget to follow up with your leads, forget to like post your content, and it becomes inconsistent. So your entrepreneurial journey is also like an emotional roller coaster where you go from up and down. You don't really know how to scale, because scaling means working harder, but hey, you only have so many hours in the day, right? So is posting content more often really the way to actually scale? Maybe you've been told like to just stay consistent and you just keep putting, and like it takes time to build. Absolutely true. Can you not scale with organic marketing? Yes, you can. It just takes 10 or 100 times longer. And if you're like me, and if you're like with the people that I work with, you value your time more than investing money to actually collapse that time. So this is why there's a scaling bottleneck. You're a jack of all trades, right? You're doing things yourself, you're DMing, creating content. Maybe you're still scheduling your own posts, following up with people, doing the sales calls. You're a jack of all trades. And this leads to like a non-predictable lead flow. Why? Because it's basically like gambling, right? Like you hope that the algorithm is good and it likes your stuff and it's shown to more people, but it's out of your control. And this is why it's gambling. You're not 100% clear on your positioning. This is often the first thing that I help my clients with, to get a really crystal clear offer. We really pull it apart, look at the pricing, the positioning, how we actually address the people, so that everything is really coming from a fundamentally strong foundation. And I mean, if you're here, guys, I've been a freelancer. Like before starting my business, I was a freelancer doing 14K per month. So basically, if you're here, you're a glorified freelancer. You call yourself a business owner, but Why not just go freelancing, make the same money, and just close your laptop at 5 p.m. and don't have the worries? So what if I told you like you're in the right race, but you're in the wrong vehicle? So that's the only thing, that's the only difference between this and this. There's just one difference, and I'll show you. Like you're trying to complete the 24-hour of Le Mans in a tricycle, right? And obviously you can complete it for sure. It just takes you a whole fuck longer. And again, if you are a clever business owner, you value your time more than investing money. So you're trying to do it you're trying to do the right track, the right race, but you're in the wrong vehicle. So can you see how this is the exact reason why you're stuck? Like, can you see that? So can you see that this is keeping you stuck? So what's the difference? What's the difference between the business owners that come from here and the business owners that I work with that actually move up to what I call the CEO phase? It's one thing, it's running their ads and not the transactional ads of like, comment down below for my free video or DM me for blah, blah, blah. That's what I call the transactional ads, but clever ads that actually pull people into your funnel so you have your traffic flow automated. And I will show you in about a minute exactly how that solves so much of the current problems that you're experiencing. And this really gives you a much more scalable revenue because you know how many leads are actually coming in a daily basis, right? So you're attracting the right people with the right proven script. So you're attracting quality leads in a predictable way, meaning no more roller coaster, but a consistent flow of leads, moving away from a launching system to an evergreen model, which just gives you that consistent revenue. Systems in place. The advertising is automated, so whatever you can do to automate, delegate, or eliminate, we do that with implementing this system. So it doesn't require more of your time, but it's just more leverage. We have clever propositioning for you, so you separate yourself from all the others and just cut through the noise. And this is where you find more time freedom and more balance. Again, my client Tim, who just came back from vacation, waking up to or coming back to a calendar filled with sales calls. Declan, who's training for a fight while his coaching business is just running in the background. And you have good team members to actually fall back on. How many team members? You might think 5 or 10 to run this type of coaching business, right? The only thing you need is to have a solid appointment setter, an editor maybe, and a good closer. And I will show that to you now exactly like how to implement this. So to go from plateau to CEO, to go from here to here, where you go from putting in your time and effort and trying to save money, which is keeping you stuck, right? And like by staying here, like how much high ticket clients you're actually missing out on because you're not actually in the right vehicle. So how do we go from here to here? Well, there's 3 things that we would need to do. And you know, I'm sure you know this, the top, middle, and bottom of the funnel. I'm just going to break it down in those 3 steps. First thing to do is to actually automate your traffic source. This is where the ads come in. This is where we automate repetitive tasks. No more cold DMing, no more extracting lists, no more having to hire a VA to go through Instagram, to follow, unfollow, all of that bullshit. Just consistent leads. And again, you might think ads are expensive. 35 cents to €1, depending on your industry, can be more expensive. You're getting inconsistent leads. But again, it doesn't matter how much you're paying, because if you're paying $10 for a qualified lead, but you're selling a program of $5,000, right? You can see how much the return on investment is, and you can see how much leverage you're building. Your reels consistently to keep getting in traffic. It's all about traffic, because currently the thing you're probably just lacking is inflow of traffic, an inflow of people who can actually look at your offer and say yes or no. And the more people you get, the more yeses you get, the easier it becomes to just become that CEO of your business. You have an editor here in place, and here you just have clarity, consistency, and relevancy. This is what we're optimizing for. So first step that we will be doing if we implement this in your business is to automate that traffic source. And can you see how that changes everything, right? How that changes the whole game, as opposed to what most likely you're playing now and the organic grind that I was stuck in for so long as well. Middle of the funnel, this is all about strategic content, knowing your avatar, listening to their objections, listening to what they need, and creating content which basically warms up automatically your new prospects that consistently come into your funnel. A good VSL, so that every sales call that you take basically becomes an onboarding call. YouTube, if you're not on YouTube, you probably hate money. This is one of the most important platforms year to date to build that trust, to make sure that your prospects are consuming your content, they're getting enthusiastic. So ask yourself, are you currently already on YouTube, and do you understand the right strategy to build that as middle of your funnel? Retargeting ads, making sure people stay within your funnel, and call to actions. This is something that I often see with people as well. They assume they have a lead problem, but it's just a lack of call to action. So with the right strategic call to actions throughout the entire middle of the funnel and this automated flow of leads coming in, again, you can create a wait list like Shulin or like Declan getting in his leads consistently, doubling months, record months, everything that my clients are currently getting as well here by implementing this. And now the best step of this all, because you want to become a CEO, you want to be the business owner, you want freedom, right? So you don't want to be doing this all yourself. You want to, again, eliminate, automate, and delegate as much as you can. So by placing an appointment setter, commission-based only appointment setter, because a lot of people go wrong here by paying fixed fees, base fees. No, a commission-based only appointment setter who can handle the DMs, who can handle the lead flow coming in, will help you to get unstuck from your phone. It will help you to actually wake up to a calendar booked with qualified leads, guys. This is a crucial role, and hiring an A player is so very crucial to actually get you out of the trenches of your business. So you have your appointment setter here, just appointment setter that I help my other clients place as well from my network or from their own network, handling the DMs, distributing the content as well. So yeah, ask yourself, like, how much time are you currently spending in the DMs? How much time are you wasting there? If you're not doing any, then most likely you're missing out on sales. If you are spending time, then you are wasting a lot of your time as a business owner, because this is not why you started your business. And eventually, and this is what I recommend, if you're anywhere above 30K per month, you have that consistent lead flow to bring in a commission-based closer. Right? So how would that be for you? How would that be for you if you have a system in place, or you just have a few tasks to focus on? Closing the calls which are being booked into your agenda, hopping on your group coaching calls with the right energy to really serve your clients and make a bigger impact, and to create content that you're passionate about, right? If you could only focus on those three things, what would shift for you energetically, revenue-wise, impact-wise? How would you feel and be different when you're running your business? So these three steps, automating your top of the funnel, making sure you have a strong middle of the funnel, and making sure that the right team players are there, that there's conversion at the bottom of the funnel, is how you, as a business owner, move away from those inconsistent months, from that unpredictability, to actually becoming that person who works on their business and not in their business. So with this, guys, as I promised in the beginning, I pulled up the curtain of the system that actually works for me, for my clients, and how to get unstuck and not be stuck in that bullshit of the organic grind. So there's really two ways for you to go about now, right? Either you can try and implement this yourself, but with what you've done before and the results that you've gotten in the past, right? Where will you be 90 days from now without the accountability and the knowledge of actually implementing this? And how much revenue are you missing out on, and how much time are you still wasting by implementing this or trying to do this yourself or trying to hope to go viral The other option is to actually book in a call with me to see if I can support with this system and help you scale and help you get that freedom and that fun back again in running your business, so you can help more clients, focus on your content, focus on the sales, and build a scalable business that will scale you past 20K per month easily, so you can make a bigger impact and actually really enjoy what it is that you're doing. So if you feel that you're aligned, if you feel that this is the next step for you and you're actually serious, guys, because don't hop on a call with me if you're not serious, if you're just for a chat. If you're actually serious about scaling and you want to see if this works and if there's a collaboration for us to actually implement this in your business, book a call down below and we will have a chat. Again, think about how much high-ticket clients you're currently missing out on because you're trying to do everything yourself and you're stuck in this plateau phase and you're praying to the algorithm gods and you're gambling with your business, right? Please, guys, move away from that. Create security, create systems, create A-playing team members that can do the heavy lifting for you. If that sounds like you, if that sounds like the next step for your business to go and scale, book in a call, guys, and I will talk to you soon.